Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Charles here, and this might be interesting to you if you don't like old, outdated stuff. It's going to be really boring and you're just going to watch something else. But for nerds like me, that's pretty cool. If you like steampunk, you might like this. If you like Star Wars and Tuskan Raiders and their ammo belts, you might like this too. And people just like vintage surplus, you might like it. Maybe fishermen's, if you go fishing, you might like this because you can carry a lot of stuff inside of there. But let's start. So I've got two different versions of the same thing. This is the M10 Bandolier, Swedish Bandolier, and the older one is this one. So this was made somewhere in the 1910s to 1920s before they started to change how they made them, and I'll show you what the differences are. If you're paying attention, you can already see some of the differences here. But let's look. I'm going to turn these real quick so you can see on the back. So you'll see this is, since this is the older one here, you can see like for where the strap goes through here, it is a separate slot for the straps to go in there, so it's not cut in to the leather just like this is, and then it just passes through that opening. You can see here you've got all this, I don't know if you call this piping or whatever, but not piping, but you can see here they've wrapped the edge of the leather on all these pockets and the lids to make it a little bit sturdier, a little more finished, which you don't have that right here. They're still using the same or similar canvas inside in the compartments, and you can see the dimensions are essentially the same. These were made for, I believe, the Swedish Mauser clips, and so I believe it was 5 you could put in each pocket. And what else do we have here? So you can also see they're using rivets to hold these things together versus sewing. For the most part, this is all sewn on all of these straps and the D-rings or square rings. And you see here how this is held in here. Now there are some copper rivets holding this brass hook, which that's how these things fasten. This is also brass, but you can see they're using steel or possibly aluminum rivets on there. Same concept. Underneath, it's essentially the same underneath here, besides all this edging work. Just taking a look at the little I don't know, this fastener here, this post is made out of steel versus aluminum on the newer one. Now this one I believe this is made in the 1930s. possibly the late 20s or into the 40s. Now this one does have a stamp, so this has a Swedish crown plus T4, which I believe is for the what is it, the Scandia Logistics Regiment, which was in operation from 1894 to 1994, so basically 100 years. And then they dissolved or absorbed in 1994. This one doesn't really have stamps, although, you know, if I remember right, there was, I thought I saw something on here. No, there might not be, because this one's so old. This one's about 100 years old or older. You can see the mottled finish on the leather here. I have cleaned both of these and treated them. The main thing I'll use is like Wyman's leather cleaner. It's mainly like a water base, I believe, with smells like citrus oils and then maybe some other oils to help rejuvenize, hydrate, and protect minimally leather. And then I usually finish it up with some of the heavy duty LP. I like this stuff because it has wax as well as oils. It doesn't darken the leather too much, just slightly, makes it slightly deeper, but with that wax, and it's also going to help protect the outside. This one has been used quite a bit, and that's part of why it has all this the darker color on there. I don't know, I think these things are kind of interesting. You kind of look kind of dorky and a little bit, but you know, usually when if I wear these, I'm like in the middle of nowhere and very few people will see it. But I think they can be useful instead of just carrying ammo, because like I said, you could go you know, put different stuff in there when you're out in the nowhere, like fishing or maybe snacks or other accessories. You know, put a fire kit and different things in each pocket. Now these things have these square rings on the top because they tie in with like the M39 Swedish rucksack. That's what that extra strap is, not the shoulder strap, but the extra strap is meant to hook into these to help support this, assuming that you're putting heavy ammunition inside of there. It also works with the Swedish M10 Tornister, which is the smaller. I made a video of that too. That thing was over 100 years old. I did sell it, but works. And it'll work with almost any European one that has those extra straps in addition to the shoulder straps. And I've seen that, you know, I can't remember what other countries or armies use those, but that's what these square rings are for. But I got this one on eBay, and then I found this in the middle of nowhere in Sweden and had it shipped to me. And I think I'll keep this, and I'll probably just sell this. So when I've got this, it was pretty ugly. You had all these shiny aluminum marks where you see the dark spots here. Smelled like a wet dog. Still smells slightly, but you know, using the Wyman's leather cleaner with that citrus oil kind of helps kill any mildew and it gives it a little bit better smell, but it does smell. You can smell that one. This one doesn't. This one was not used, or very used, not much. I forgot to show, you do have these hooks, so you can, with these hooks, you can put, either the shovel, so the Swedish shovels, like the, I believe it's M1906 shovel, has a hook, so that you can just hook it onto a hook like this, or you can hook just about whatever you want. Now, this is not completely related, but what I usually use, an alternative, would be this. So this is the light machine gun belt. This is made for the Swedish version of the bar, the Browning automatic rifle, and so you can use these pouches for the bar magazines, which each pouch will hold 2 of those. More like me, because these things are physically bigger, I can fit bigger stuff. I can put in like a set of gloves, different things like that. See here, I've got an M39 compass on there. I can get more pouches. Now these things are pretty expensive, especially in the condition that I have, which are unused, and the older style. So the newer version of these, they're not sewn here. It's just one piece of leather just formed and sewn on the back here using rivets and things like that. They've got this pull tab, so like if you had magazines in there, you just pull this, and then the string in there helps them extract it from the pouch. I also put these hooks on there, so these are just kind of utility hooks, so you can put your shovel on there, or whatever other things you want to dangle from there. And you can obviously put, more pouches on there. What I like about all of these, though, is that these things are like a duty belt, so they sit above your hips. So when you try to put stuff on just a regular belt around your waist there, to me it's very uncomfortable, because you got all these things protruding, poking you, and things like that. When you put this up on your belly, for me it's more comfortable and a little bit more access. And then if I want to take off the belt, then I can do that and not have a problem of trying to remove all the stuff from my belt that I don't want to carry at that time. But that's just my preference. And I don't know, maybe I'll sell both of these. I don't like to keep a lot of stuff that I don't use very often, and I've barely used this, and I just found this at a decent price on eBay, and decided to clean it and see if I can support my habit by maybe profiting from selling it. But it actually looks good without patina on there, versus, let's say, this mottled leather on here. And you can see here with all this brass and the tannins in the leather, you get all of this patina on the copper and brass fittings that they attach to these things, and that's part of why most of these rivets are made out of steel. You still have some copper rivets in here, and I've cleaned these before, and this was completely encrusted, and you can see here over time they still, with all those tannins coming out of the leather, and then they basically you get that buildup. And then inside of this little pocket here covering there was just a lot that I had to scoop out. Alright, well, that's how boring that was. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.